Hello again, and welcome to Last Time Studios' Top 10 Things You Maybe Didn't Know. This week we're going to be delving into the cult classic They Live, an amazing 1988 sci-fi film written and directed by the genius that is John Carpenter. Of course, the film starred the one and only Roddy Piper, who was mainly known for his wrestling career at the time. Now, for those of you that don't know, They Live is a movie about a drifter that discovers through special sunglasses a ruling alien race that's concealing their identity and manipulating the masses of humanity. So let's get started at number 10, Mind Control. For years following the movie's release, and even the DVD commentary, Piper maintained that the film was actually based on a real incident that occurred in the 50s, in which TV manufacturers put subliminal messages into women's minds.
It really boils down to our ability to accept.
These messages were telling women to make extravagant purchases, among other things. Piper was totally unaware that the documentary he'd seen, Lafayette Brunswick 78, yes, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, was in fact a comedy short. Number 9, The Capitalist Conundrum. John Carpenter is a self-professed capitalist who witnessed the birth of unrestrained capitalism. He felt that this would lead to recessions, depressions and economic chaos, hence the reason that this is so featured in the film. Number 8, is it a documentary? John Carpenter considered his movie to be a documentary rather than a work of fiction. This is since it was an ode to consumerism and the perils of it. Well, since he had the platform to talk about it, why not? Which leads us into number 7, The Homeless Camp. Keeping the docu format, a real homeless camp was actually used. So when Piper's character finds a place to stay in the homeless camp, it's the real deal. That's right, a real homeless camp. All of the extras in the camp were real homeless dwellers that Carpenter paid to play as extras. And still keeping in with this theme, we have number 6. So Roddy Piper totally identified with his character, and in the past Piper had been homeless himself. So the scene involving the homeless camp being demolished really hit home with the actor, who had himself witnessed the same type of situation. Can you imagine having to relive that? Crazy. Number 5, the iconic fight scene between Roddy Piper and Keith Davis was originally only supposed to last about a minute, but then John Carpenter called in an amazing and hugely talented choreographer, Jeff Amada, who's worked on things such as The Bourne Identity and the Fast and the Furious franchises. Amada saw Piper's amazing wrestling prowess and David's physicality and created what can only be described as an amazing fight scene. And staying with one of the most talented stunt choreographers of our time, any of the aliens that you see on screen in this movie were actually done by Jeff Amada. That's male and female, and it was due to his slight and wiry build. John Carpenter specifically selected him as he could easily fit into all of the costumes, and according to the 88 documentary attached to the film, Amada was fine playing all the ladies, and Carpenter said, when you got 14 black belts, you can wear pumps. Did you know that Roddy Piper actually penned the iconic line, "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass," closely followed by, "And I'm all out of bubblegum." He was reportedly driving down the highway in a yellow Lincoln, doing 80 miles an hour, his knee guiding the wheel, beers in the passenger seat, and a yellow pad of paper which scribbled various versions of the phrase inspired by his WWF days. And before our top 2 picks, here's some of our honourable mentions. Contrary to his outgoing and sociable wrestling persona, Piper was actually a bit of a loner and an introvert, just like the protagonist of the film. Roddy Piper was married during the filming of They Live and completely refused to take off his wedding band for the film, so that's why you see it clearly on a lot of the scenes. The character Roddy Piper played never gives away his name ever, nor is he referred to by his name through the entirety of the movie. Notice that one? The graffiti artist Shepard Fairey got his Old Bay name from this film. It actually cost $12,000 for the train to slowly pass by for the opening shot of the film, but unfortunately due to a technical blunder, this made them have to do it a second time. Whoops. A director's cameo. John Carpenter is uncredited as the voice that says, "Sleep." Back in at number 2, one of the featured alien broadcasters actually refers to the director of the film by name.
Pretty fancy, yeah?
So the presenter's complaining about sex and violence in the media, and if you listen close you can hear the dialogue breaks off. Little things come in like,
George Romero and John Carpenter have to show some restraint. They're simply...
Nice little sneak in there, we like that. And finally we take a serious turn at number 1. The film itself became subject to so many neo-Nazi postings claiming that the aliens were actually meant to be Jews.
That's enough out of you!
Who were eradicating white society and taking over the world, that John Carpenter himself made a lengthy, angry and public statement around early 2017, refuting this statement and saying that it was a completely bigoted theory, an absolute disgrace. Good for him. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. We'll see you next week for another top 10. Please like and subscribe. See you soon.
Can somebody please explain to me what the hell that's all about?
Just that idiot licking his nuts again.